A serger can cut your sewing time by half. Hello, my name is George Moore, owner of Moore's Sewing Center in Southern California. That's right, the serger is the most efficient way to form a seam. It forms with a chain of thread from 2 to traditionally 4 threads, creating a perfect casing while cutting the fabric perfectly. The problem is, most sergers are very difficult to thread. It takes a lot of time and patience, and then you have to adjust all the tensions. There's so many different variables. That's why the typical serger, although bought with good intentions, spends a lot of time in the closet. That's not the case with the Babylock Victory. The Babylock Victory is their #1 selling serger, and it is the easiest, most reliable serger available in the industry. Starting with the automatic air threading of both the upper and the lower looper. And it actually threads its needles as well. This way you don't have to spend so much time getting the serger ready. It also has a feature called automatic thread delivery. Automatic thread delivery forms that perfect seam. Whether you're sewing on cotton with a 3 thread, you just simply put it to letter B, and you'll go from cotton, it will sew sheer. Denim with a 4 thread, I go to letter A. What about ribbing and knit? It actually forms all that perfectly for you. So it's called automatic thread delivery, and it's a special design where it actually forms the stitch based on how much thread is needed for every stitch, not by the thread, not by the fabric. What that means is regardless of the fabric, regardless of the thread, all I have to know is my A, B, C, D. Okay, that's all I need to do to operate this serger. Now, this is what's incredible, okay? There are many sergers out there that claim automatic tension. Well, automatic tension is based on a preset thread and fabric. There are so many variables out there, it's almost impossible to get everything. So I want to improve the ATD feature, the automatic thread delivery feature, being the best. And how I'm going to do that is with all this fabric right here. So this is some of the most difficult fabric and thread. And I did this as a test to prove to you that this serger is the easiest to use. So we're going to start here with a very difficult fabric. It's almost like a rubber. It's this green fabric here. It's so rubbery that there's a lot of adjustments you'd have to make on a typical serger, especially when I'm going to use this thread right here, which is like a woolly nylon type thread, and it has some stretch to it. All I needed to do on this here is I'm using a 3 thread, and I selected the dial to letter B, and it formed the stitch properly and perfectly for this fabric. Now, see, also on this serger, it actually senses the thickness of the fabric. So it knows exactly the thickness of the fabric, it forms it with a different thread, and see how stretchy this is? It's perfect. What about a lycra that has a metallic finish to it? Okay, so this way I'm going to use the same type of thread that's flexible, and so here it is with a 3 thread, and see how it's very flexible. But let's move it up a little bit, okay? We're going to do a rolled edge. So all I do is dial it to letter D, and I simply turn a dial to the instant rolled edge. And what that does for you, it forms the stitch perfectly. No thread tension adjustment. It actually selects it perfectly for this fabric. It's incredible how easy this is. But let's go on. Let's go on to this 4-way metallic stretch. Okay, we're going to really mix this up. I'm going to take this stretchy metallic finish fabric, and I'm going to use 2 different types of metallic thread, a glimmer and this Madeira glamour. Okay, this actually, when it comes off the spool, it typically would just tangle up. But this what I did is I went here and I selected the letter B for 3 thread, and it forms a beautiful chain, and that's a beautiful, beautiful finish to this metallic fabric, even though I'm using all that different types of thread. Now, one thing unique about this, because the thread is perfectly delivered, you can actually do what's called serger crochet. I've not been able to do this on any other serger like this here. And I'm going to use this metallic thread, and so it creates a beautiful braid. And what I do is I go 1 row down, then I turn it over and do another one. Pretty soon I'm just sewing on the thread itself, creating a really unique fringe type crochet that will accent any type of fabric. Again, this is all done without any tension adjustment. Can your serger do that? I don't believe so, unless you have a Baby Lock serger with the auto thread delivery. Now, let's change it up a bit, okay? We're gonna go to a 2-thread. We're still on the B function, but I'm gonna remove the upper looper and actually engage the subsidiary looper. Okay, what this does, it makes it so I can sew with a 2-thread, okay? So what I'm doing with that is I'm actually taking this and I'm sewing down 2 pieces of fabric and I'm folding it open as a flat lock. So that way I have a side seam using that metallic thread on this 4-way stretch. It is truly incredible. Now, keeping with the same 2-thread, but I'm going to switch it to this thread right here, which is a 12-weight rayon. So again, we're changing different types of thread. We're not having to make any adjustments. I have a 2-thread, and I can sew on this fleece. And this fleece right here it actually gives you a blanket stitch, okay? And this actually looks like a hand knitted blanket stitch, and that would make a beautiful finish on a blanket, okay? Let's now change it to the letter C, okay? And I'm just still doing 2-thread, and this is a narrow edge, and I'm doing it with this tool, this netting, and this lace. And so I'm going to sew and catch this lace right on the header, and I'm going to pull it out beautifully so it looks like an heirloom piece. So you can see this is quite an incredible serger. And if you can say A, B, C, D, you can take care of all this fabric and get beautiful finishes. And there's so many other things this can do. This actually has a differential feed, which does give you beautiful fabric control, but you can also do ruffling and easing of the fabric beautifully. I think you see why this is our #1 serger. And the Baby Lock Victory, we have a very special buy on this right now. This serger has a regular retail price of $24.99. It's on sale right now for $1,499. That's the lowest price we've ever offered on this. We're offering free shipping across the country, and we have interest-free payments. But wait, there's a special bonus right now while supplies last. We're including 12 spools of Madeira Aerolock serger thread, the finest serger thread available. This full color inspirational guide that gives you step-by-step instructions and guidance on how to do all the different functions. It gives you photos. In fact, this is exactly what I followed to do that blanket stitch. It was so easy. And when I'm done, I can even put a sample right in the book. Also, we're including a membership to Love of Knowledge. This is Baby Lock's portal where all the advanced education is given, from basic operations to how to do different techniques on a serger, to different accessory feet. All this is included. This bonus has a value of $149, and it's included with your Victory purchase while supplies last. But you don't want to wait. This special with the Baby Lock Victory and the bonus is while supplies last. So click on the link to order, or give us a call at 1-800-865-9664, and you soon can discover how easy a serger could be, especially the Baby Lock Victory. Bye for now.